welcome to Read the Factory Manual, where I am going to attempt to join in on the 3 blind mice build with this car. And what I plan on doing is turning this car into a convertible. You can take a look at the version photo here. So I'm going to try to replicate that, repaint the interior and repaint the car and cut off the roof. So let's begin. We begin as always with the car and drilling it. So we've got our drill bits, we've got our drill. Let's make sure this is the right size. Yes. Alright, it is indeed the right size. Let's go for it. Let's live on the edge, shall we? It blows on it. There we go. Cleaned up a little bit. What do we got? Got the interior, base, obviously, and the chassis. We'll have enough to work on that for a convertible or not, but we'll find out. One thing I noticed on this windshield is I may have a challenge here. This windshield is not really made to be a convertible windshield, so that piece may be a problem right here. But we'll see once we get going. We may have to make our own windshield with the blister pack. This is a 1/16 inch drill, and I use 2mm screws. I have the tape on there to tell me when to stop. Hopefully I don't get to my finger. I'm not getting that quite centered where I want it to be. This. I redid my tap. I'm sure you're gonna like what you see. What I did is I took one of my 3mm Allen wrenches, Allen keys that I don't use, and I found that the tap fits perfectly inside of this tool. I'll leave a link to the tap and the tool in the show notes. Glue up the end there. And we'll throw in our screws. Okay, last but not least, I want to remove these wheels because I have different wheels for it. Ending up gluing them back in anyway. But I find if I remove all three, then I can get these wheels off without bending the axles. There we go. Judge disassembled, ready to get put back together one day. Hopefully by the end of March. Time for a dip in the caustic soda, as they call it. We're using crystal lye drain opener. Seems to be the same stuff. It's worked on some of the other cars I've tried. So here we go. Had to get my water, that's why we had a cut there. Okay, let's throw in the car. hot water fresh from the Keurig. Hear it going off now. Now this doesn't have the reaction that the other stuff has, but it still works on the same. Alright, now that the Keurig is done, let's try it again. Give it a stir for luck. And let that sit in there. I don't quite have a foot-long hot dog jar, but I do have a pretty long mug. That seems to work as well, and I like it because it has a handle. It's pretty clean. Did pretty good. Still a little bit left on the back. We'll see if the wire brush can take that off, because it does have a little bit of a bubble to it. I've learned what the Dremel is. You want to give yourself some room between the end of the brush and this part here, because this color part will just kill the model. Zoom in a little bit here. I like to start with a low speed. See what that does for me. Start planning on what we're going to do to make this a convertible, because that's the ultimate goal. We're going to, plan A is to cut off the top up here, and then back here and back here to get it a convertible. I don't know if these pillars will remain or not. It all depends on how well I do. If they don't, I'll go with plan B, which is cut those off and then paint them onto the plastic. And then plan C, if that part that we looked at earlier in the plastic, that little plastic piece that's up here in the top is too much, I may just cut it down a little bit, make the window a little bit shorter, which should be fine as well. So there we go. Back to a little bit more caustic soda bath and wire brushing, and I'm not going to do any polishing on it. Time to start cutting. I have a hacksaw. I cut that off with a hacksaw. I didn't want all the metal to fly all over my workshop, so I'm using a hacksaw. Okay, here we go. Look at that. Convertible-y. Alright, now for the sanding and the cleaning. Alright, I'm going to file a bunch. I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Here it is. This is the GTO Judge convertible. Look at that. After a lot of filing and a lot of cutting, well, it really didn't take that much time to do it. I think I have a good body set up for the convertible. I just need to clean off the rest of the Play-Doh there. I think the Play-Doh was well worth it. It kept everything intact. I had to wait a week or two. I had to wait about a week for the Play-Doh to dry. If I were to do it over again, I wouldn't have put the Play-Doh in the front or the back as much. And but yeah, it worked well. Did its job. Probably will end up using Play-Doh a lot to hold things together, especially if I need to glue them. So I'm going to clean this body off a little bit, shine it up, and then we'll prime it and paint it. get to doing some detail painting. Alright, there's the silver. I think the bottom's done. So we're going to do these inside parts here in black. We don't need to do these in black because it's already there. We're going to do these in that chrome paint, yellow, and then red in the back, and chrome. Go. Here we are at assembly. So let's throw this thing together, shall we? Let's review a little bit of what we did as well, or what I did. So right here, this is pretty cool. This is the Play-Doh mold from the inside of the car. Here's what it looks like on the turntable. I thought it was worthwhile to take a look at that because it is pretty cool what's left over. And the Play-Doh did work quite well in allowing me to cut the roof off without worrying about bending anything or what have you. If I were to do it over again, I probably wouldn't have put the Play-Doh on all the way in the car. I just would have put it where I was going to be doing the cutting. The base itself, I need to get the base in the car and pushed back as far as possible, so I cut off these bottom pieces here so that I can do that. I've also removed some of the plastic or the paint on there so that I can glue that into place. And as same with the windshield, I need to glue the windshield into place because it won't stay in by itself anymore. So you can see I have it prepared and ready to go there. Put it on there so we don't scratch anything. And we'll get some supers glueies. Alright, let's get that in place. Put the glue more towards the back than or more towards the front of the car than the back because it's gonna ooze. Because that's what super glue does best. It oozes where you don't want it to go. Do is push that. When I put the interior in, I want it to be pushed as far back as possible. Because in doing my test fitting, I found out that when I do that, I don't have to do any work on the interior to make it look like a convertible. It does a pretty good job by itself, so I got lucky there as well. Alright, so we got the glue there, the interior in. And then we'll put the bottom in. I have two different screws for the bottom. I have a black one for the front. Oops. There we go. Alright, we ready? See how this looks. Here we go. There it is. The Pontiac Judge, I think that's what it's called. Yes, the 1970 Pontiac Judge. This is the Three Blind Mice Invitational build. And there you have it. There's my version of the Judge. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. Here it is before. Before it was pretty much a brand new casing. I did find it on eBay, so I got it used. I did have to do a little bit of work on the windshield to get all the scratches off, but that was okay. Everything else was in good shape. I changed the wheels out. I wanted the wheels to look more like the original Pontiac. and here is what we have today. I have cut the top off to make it a convertible. It is painted white. The interior was painted red. I put in all those little details all around. I think all in all, it looks pretty good. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Please do. I'm trying to get that miracle 1,000 subscriber mark. And like it if you liked it. If you didn't like it, hit that dislike button twice. So thank you for watching.